Ladies and Germans, how you all doing? This is Colin Ulrich.
I'm Ringroo, hello, hello, hello.
And folks, we promised it to you over here on Tuesday. We're giving you another match from the recent fundraising tournament trying to battle against the effects of hunger around the world. Today we are on Shechedrin. And a couple more recognizable friends. Who do we have here, Rang?
On left hand side in blue, we have Iadris playing as the first Romanian tank division with a Vanguard income, I believe that's a new Vanguard. And on the right hand side, we have vonPauluS playing 6 Airborne with a Maverick income.
So again, folks, to kind of give you a little bit of understanding about why we're still kind of learning the new incomes here. Got tired of the spam, we figured we wanted to spread out our diet a little bit more, so it's been a lot of hard work, a lot of testing from people in the community. We wanted to give a big thank you to everyone out there who does that. And you're going to see right here, the Vanguard isn't quite front-loading as much as it used to, which I think actually might give it a little bit better staying power, so that,
Yeah.
After Phase A, you're not just completely screwed.
Yeah, it's more A phase, B phase now, because you only lose 5 points going into B phase, which is pretty nice.
It certainly is. Now we're going to see right now, though, unfortunately, the Romanians, I was say Hungarians, but the Romanians are somehow being outshot by the paratroopers. That's really, really weird to watch.
Yeah, it's actually. I guess it's the veterancy a little bit that's helping out.
Certainly seems to. I mean, we definitely know that the paratroopers are close-in fighters and quite deadly whenever they do. But the Romanians are no slouches.
Yeah, they have some pretty good infantry as well. But in this southern fight here, I mean, you got the Canadian paratroopers with the really peak grenades that should help out, but there's Pioneer Soties with 2 bloody flamethrowers. This could get pretty ugly on the southern hill.
That's true, but you know what? I've learned a while ago, never pick a fight with a Canadian. Especially over maple syrup. But devastating kind of effect over here. You're right. The Pioneer Assault are great, great troops. But into 2-to-1, 3-to-2 kind of things, that's not what you want to deal with. And you have Ox and Bucks in support, air landing troops behind that. Heck, even a rifle leader. Come on, like there's enough durability there to keep them quite healthy.
Yeah, and I forgot the Ox and Bucks have the Gebuterludungs, the big bloody German grenades. They do quite a bit of damage. I'm sure I set it up beautifully.
Oh yes, it was wonderful. I was thinking to myself, did I have fish again tonight? Is that what he was just talking about?
I didn't know Ryan could speak fluent German. This is news to me.
The language of my homeland, Djibouti. But of course, Iadris right now taking a little bit of initial territory. Again, biggest problem that we're going to see across that early kind of 6th Airborne play is that you have to be able to stand up to at least some kind of armored pushes. And while these Tetrarch, Little Johns, and Tetrarchs overall are quite good in terms of long-range sniping, let's say, even against a lone P4 or 2, it's not something I would relish the chance in kind of fighting up against everyone here.
Yeah, Tetrarchs can be pretty hard to use because they just die to bloody anything. And you really have to get them into a position where they can get first shot and hope to God that they don't miss. I mean, up north we're seeing a pretty good push here from Iadris. I think at Trinity Mill has been pretty helpful in the town fight, as vonPauluS is just holding on to his little pocket. Rifle leader and Canadian powers, but he does have some air lantern troops being brought in. I see quite a lot of air lantern troops being brought in as reinforcements. But the Romanians are pretty tough fighters, yeah.
And there's a piece of me that's actually going to reach out over here to a resident in-house historian, Rooster, or Rang, if you definitely can speak to this. The Schneider AC, like, Schneid, as far as I understand it, is to cut. So we're talking about the cutter, or is that, I'm wondering if that was just the model as it was made by somebody? I couldn't say for sure, but I'm finding myself wondering right now.
My guess, this is a guess, is that Schneider's the company, and AC is, like, something Romanian for, like, artillery cannon.
It's entirely possible.
But yeah, whoever can answer that riddle in the comments would be much appreciated.
We'll give you a digital salute. Tetrarch, in the meantime, is going to get what you were talking about. Nice little side shot over here to the 20 mil, who apparently was like, you know what? I think living is too hard. I think dying's an easier thing.
You don't have to do much once you're dead. It's pretty easy.
Yeah,
really dark now.
just kind of chill.
Yeah.
I would say you can do some composing while you're there, but
Hmm.
no, it's more decomposing more than anything else. More Tetrarchs though coming on up here to kind of keep things in relative support. Over on the Romanian side, is another P4 being brought in? Yep, another P4 to the north. We have a P4 down south, and more troops are being positioned. I would expect to see some aggression here within the next probably minute or so from the Romanians. And indeed, I don't know if this reinforcement wave coming in might even. I don't think it's going to be enough. There's two centaurs sitting over here. There's a Tetrarch. There's 6-pounders. Yes, in this match it's a 6-pounder because we're no longer in an American division.
Hmm.
I don't know if that's going to be enough.
Yeah, I mean the Centaurs are fantastic fire support, but it really comes down to the problem of 6 Airborne is dealing with armor, because that 1T4 and also the AC-47 is pretty much holding those tanks from actually making a push. I'm guessing vonPauluS is ready to get his 6-pounder into position and to start, slobbing some AP showers out ready to try to kill the Panther 4 at least. And then maybe the Centaur can pop around and kill the 47mm.
Unfortunate thing though is that this infantry is going to fall apart in about 3 seconds, and these air landing troops that he's positioned, they are going the wrong direction.
Hmm.
So you're going to see as the Oxen Bucks and the air landing troops are going to melt in about 10 seconds, maybe.
Pioneer can at least knock out the 6-pounder. That would be great for him. He's
That'll be
going to
excellent.
lose his
Yeah.
Panther 4.
And Panther 4 is he's. Oh no, I was wondering who he's shooting at over here. He's shooting at the Tetrarchs. Interesting. You know, it's weird to me to notice that the Tetrarchs themselves can actually kill the P4.
Yeah, it has a chance. It's not a great chance at that range, but it's a chance. There we go, kills
Well,
the 6-pounder before the Panther 4 goes down, saving its life, and the Pioneer is coming in, and yep. Big German grenades do big German damage. Or Romanian damage, I guess, in this case. I guess.
no, this is. Go, please.
No, I guess the Germans, unleashed, secret wisdom of strapping a bunch of grenades together and throwing it at someone.
You know, I was thinking. Speaking of other crazy German inventions, I found out the other day that Germans invented ice football.
Football?
Ice football. So it's basically soccer
Okay.
played in an ice rink, wearing hockey pads, and you have to wear bowling shoes. I wish I was making this up. It would be amazing.
I thought you were gonna say like ice skates, and I'd be like, wouldn't you just deflate the ball every time you kick it? But with bowling shoes, that is beautiful.
I think that actually was a problem. I think that's actually why they wear bowling shoes.
I can just imagine people just like going for a kick, and then they just like completely slip up under themselves.
Oh, no doubt. It's hysterical to watch these guys do this. I came across a video of it this past weekend. It's absolutely amazing.
Oh.
And speaking of amazing things, IAR 81M coming on in. This thing, of course, is a 272 kilogram bomb. Why he going to say a 270 kilogram bomb or 275? We have to be a little bit even. Not entirely sure why. But use it to rather good effect.
Maybe maybe it's like a more accurate rate in pounds, like something a little bit more rounded number. I don't know. If anyone knows, once again, that's what the comments are for, because we don't know everything, unfortunately.
Maybe you don't, but yeah, I think it's probably fair. I'll say that I don't know many things, but you know. Of course, both sides over here kind of taking a collective breath. More Venati Moros coming on with Pioneers, and a P4 command moving on in. This is kind of interesting. Not sure I'd really would be positioning a lot of my tanks right into a town fight, knowing that even though it's a bloody Piat, those things can still kill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a dangerous position for those Panther 4s.
And a Tempest, for some reason, is going to loiter around the front of the map. Oh, because he's trying to get the Mozzie in.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Gonna be leveling that town just shortly, it seems.
If he can get the bombs off.
And they...
Nope, they're wasting it.
He should be able to get out. I say
should
that,
be, yeah.
But... Okay, yeah, he can. He's fast enough.
So, didn't really accomplish anything other than losing an air landing squad, which is a little bit unfortunate, because those guys, even though they are not the most firepower, they are still fairly well-rounded.
Yeah, and they do have. I was supposed to say they have a Piat, which is actually is a good thing. Gives them, having an anti-tank squad with high veterancy is not bad.
You certainly speak the true. It's got rather effective anti-air net down to the south. They're actually really all over the map. I'm surprised.
Yeah, you got those French 25 mils, which are really quite good for the price.
Wow, these oxen bucks are getting shredded.
Yeah. We rushing up at Tetrarch onto the hill to try and knock out the 20 mil. The 20 mil might kill it first. I know it's pretty tight.
He's engaging the infantry first.
Yeah, 2 self-veterancy. But 20 mil responds. Pretty tight fight here. And now the centaurs now on the hill. There has to just be enough firepower to clear out any Romanian positions.
Well, and just look at it this way: as the centaur kind of preaching, as you might hear from Smokey the Bear, only you can start forest fires.
Imagine if you could actually start forest fires in SD. I know it'd be a terrible game mechanic, because you just completely, it would make forest fights really annoying. But it'd be hilarious to see just like the entire map literally on fire.
I think we're going to see something even more hilarious as I watched 2 vehicles get cut by this. Whoa.
No!
Wow. That almost never happens.
I know, it was, I think it was like a good dodge from vonPauluS rather than like shoddy aiming from the Stuka.
Yeah, I'd have to agree there. I was really not expecting that. And 14-10 going the other direction right now. A lot of this hinges in that northern town. You can see right now that one flag is being held by both teams by only the narrowest of margins, which is oddly hysterical too.
There it goes, Manson to flip it by just moving the Vanatories up one building.
But it's still 13-11, and we are in Phase B right now too. So this is now we have Grenadiers Voltigeur coming out in, so France is answering the call as she moves 5 squads moving into the north, and now we have 75 millimeter howitzers into the south. And these guys, while they may not be the men of the greatest caliber, they certainly speak with a fairly united voice here.
Yeah, it's pretty interesting because, like the addition of 6 Airborne SD2 has given them these. Is that not French, but like Belgium troops? I think it's like a small group.
Oh no, you're right. You're right.
I mean,
it's just the Voltigeur for me. It's such a French connection. So, ooh, the Mosquito goes down without even getting its bombs off.
Damn, yeah, the anti-air net is pretty strong up north. But yeah, the 203 off map coming in, and then all these, they're just regular rifle squads really. I think I like a little bit different loadout, but it's really what you're using them for. It might be enough to clear off Iadris from the town position.
Wow, and Tempest might die here, but rather successful in taking out the IAM. I'm really quite surprised by some of the airplane actions that have gone on here. I'm not sure the air power has really been used as effectively as it could be. Of course, I'm saying that with God vision here. Of course, I understand that part.
Yeah, Tempest and Mosquito, Mosquito has been pretty rubbish in bombing runs. I have a feeling vonPauluS maybe should use it. I want to say down south, but there's a pretty good anti-air net down here as well now. I know it's getting pretty tough for him to actually make good bombing runs. With 2 Tempests making at the same time, that should be enough to just oversaturate the anti-aircraft field, and that seems to be the case.
Well, and more effective use of these artillery pieces would help as well. They're barraging. Okay, there we go. We're starting to see them move their targets over here at the P4s, the 25 mil. It's not going to be enough to take out the Hotchkiss or the other anti-air position. In fact, I'm sure we'll see this marked eventually. But not just yet, I suppose.
That's a lot of bombs to kill 2 guys.
Certainly true.
We've got a mark. Yeah, Iadris putting down a mark here on the 75mm pack archers all the way in the back, so maybe he's gonna do some counter barrages of his own. He doesn't really have anything to do any counter artillery work with.
You know, I know it, and I was trying to figure out exactly maybe what his game plan was there. But I'm not sure he even knows just yet what that is either.
Just marking it for future reference. Note, blow these guys up.
When chance had, use high explosives.
They solve all problems, Khan.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Well, and also, we didn't see the off-map called in necessarily, but it was a 203 that came into the north. It was one of the 2-inch carrier came on in with it. Or universal carrier, excuse me. And I'm not saying the front line's over, but I feel like we definitely need to see more Romanians before there's any kind of real push. More tanks, I'm not sure that's really the right medicine for the Brits here.
Yeah, it's bringing... Yeah, it's got a lot of Cromwells up north, but you also got a lot more Panzer IV reinforcements being brought in, so... This is turning into a little bit of a tank war here in this very narrow town, which is a very dangerous game for both sides. Probably a little bit more advantageous for the Cromwells, as they are a little bit more maneuverable, but they're not going to be maneuvering out the way of that cluster bombs.
Nope. Neither will down south at 2 Piats. Wow, that was quite successful. How many Cromwells died in the north? One of them? One of them.
Yeah, vonPauluS getting that nice slow +2 point lead, or +1 point lead, 2 flag lead over Iadris. I want to say he can make progress up north, more progress than he's already done. I don't really see it. I just feel like Iadris has enough infantry and enough reinforcements being constantly brought in to really make any push unsustainable. And we have been seeing a lot of these off-map artilleries, but no follow-up after, you know, the actual attack.
Yes. Yes, and that is a hassle, to put it mildly. But down south, I think this I think is being handled rather well. The Romanians are all the north. I completely agree. You know, he shouts at you, got to shout back. But it's opening up the opportunity now that we see down south. We see 3 squads of Grenadier Voltigeur coming on through, take out the Pioneers, take out the Pioneer Assault. And I don't even think the Venatori de Caude is really going to do a whole lot. It does take out the lead Centaur, which is a bit of a shame, because that guy is quite good.
Well, the Venatori is a bloody Panzerstrike of all things, which is pretty heavy-duty anti-tank here. But,
well, that does line up with the 2nd Guards tank that we saw over here on Tuesday, of course, having their own Panzerschrecks, which is just a little weird as well, but... Pioneer Assault don't care that they were outnumbered, you know, 2 to 1. Jeez.
You can't outnumber me, I have 2 flamethrowers. I'm the king of the road! And not king of being hit by bombs from a Tempest, rather. That will ruin anyone's mood.
Yeah, at that point I would give up 2, I think.
I do like how I have the mortar half-track here, but it's given machine gun fire support. Very, like, ballsy maneuver, like, ballsy position there for the mortar half-track. Something you want to be keeping a little bit more in the back line. I think the run up north as well, there was one up north, and, no, there's still one up north. But, for a period of time, he was really close to the front line. I understand you can play pretty aggressive mortar half-tracks, but, I mean, down south run, that Tetrarch just has to pop around the corner, and he can give a nice little warm greeting with a 2-pounder shot to the side.
Well, you know what? I think it's just important to think about the fact that there is still an opportunity for togetherness and to share that warmth and fire with each other, so...
Especially in your hearts and your engine blocks.
Exactly. Exactly.
Got more Cromwells being brought in up north. Real...
Holy Moses, look at the anti-air.
On the northern side?
On the south, just like that Tempest. I'm surprised it lasted as long as it did.
Oh yeah, jeez, that is...
Hotchkiss 25.
There's a lot of Hotchkiss.
25.
And you got
the flak technicals.
Oh yeah, the flak.
Jeez, you get 3 sets of that.
Yeah, nothing's going to be flying over the Romanian lines anytime soon. And that's a great thing of Iadris, because 6 Airborne's major power is, well, the airborne. planes, not the troops. So being able to, you know, trot them out the sky will definitely ease things up a bit. vonPauluS still has a really good position down south. He's holding onto the hill. He's kind of pushing a little bit onto the central hill position here. Really get to the other side. That's a big question.
I definitely think it's possible. I'm not going to think it's going to be supremely likely. One thing he's definitely got to do to get his troops back up and on forward momentum here is he's got to resupply those pack howitzers, and he's not making that a priority right now, which I think is a bit of a shame. Checking back into the north real quick, we are seeing more. The Gundige Voltigeur have seen a little bit more aggression, not by much. And I'd be a little bit not disappointed, but be mildly amused if these Tetrarchs actually moved forward towards the front and actually tried to engage something.
Yep.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I feel like the tanks need to be in a little bit more aggressive position. I mean, I'm not charging them into the front line aggressive, but getting them in transfer positions to give fire support. Here we go, Cromwell coming round. Going to be engaging the P4 here, and the Tetrarch's going to be backing his homie up. There we go.
Huh. But see, with that right there, what is there to really engage anymore? You're not going to be, as the Romanians, you need to bring in, this Ju-87, you got to desperately do something there. And there's 2 more Cromwells. Even if you take out this kind of lead material with the Tetrarchs and the Cromwell, who cares? There's going to still be another 2 coming on in.
And the potions are not going to be enough. And the tanks are so close together, but only kills one of them. Yeah, I think he was like suppressed. Well, he dropped the bomblets inaccurately because he was being suppressed. Yeah. So the spread was a bit wide.
Well, and that's the thing too. I feel like one of the biggest, I think, force equalizers on this map. We saw air power use a devastating effect on Tuesday. I think one of the greatest force equalizers on this map is the fact that both squads have definitely made a priority to keep things, how do I put this politely, to tell the airplanes on both sides to jog on. And I think that's definitely helping out the Romanians more than it's helping out the 6th Airborne for obvious reasons. But there you go. Ooh, and here we go. Finally, we have a Bedford back in here to resupply those pack howitzers. Good. And Venata Moros, Moros, and Pioneers are back onto that hillside to the southern edge of the map.
Yeah, I'm just looking at Northern Assault, and it is going beautifully for vonPauluS. Just with the armor backing him up, and now the off map hitting. Like he's almost got the town completely. He's kind of run out of infantry right now, and he needs desperately some more infantry reinforcements, which is exactly what he's getting. But if he can keep his momentum, he might be able to completely capture northern town, and that's pretty much easy to hold once you completely capture urban area.
I found this mildly amusing, but the Polstons for me, just like the rate that they fire, I feel like there's some guy frantically turning a crank. I feel like it's like some sort of pepper mill.
Like a Gatling gun.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's pretty. I don't think I like the best Trini mills, but there's a lot of DACA. Maybe I just have a lot of tracers.
Well, 374 RPM. That's nothing to sneeze at.
And look at the I'm gonna look at Romanian 25. That's only 157. So 5 more millimeters, you shoot much more slower.
I think there's a bigger blast on it though. I have to double check that real quick.
Maybe, or is it because they're Romanian? It's a
higher suppress, yeah. higher suppress and higher blast. The Hotchkiss, yeah.
Yeah.
More AV pairs being brought down to the south. We are in Phase C, so theoretically, vonPauluS should be losing some steam here. But Romanians still don't have that infantry-based AT to take out even the lightest of their opponent's tanks. And considering that some of those tanks are basically armored cars with a giant whopping gun, that's kind of sad.
It's pretty funny how the main force multiplier for 6 Airborne in this match has been the armor. Don't get
Oh yeah.
much of it, but I guess, you know, just roleplay Tetrarchs and Cromwells can do some pretty decent work.
Oh, absolutely.
They're just up north here. Planes getting some good strafing runs here and there. The anti-air up north has been mostly devastated, so it is just free reign for the Royal Air Force to blow crap up.
Well, and right now we have 2 more P4s. I think that that's the bulk of the holding force, let's say.
Yeah.
And the Mosquito might go down. Just think that the flight plan from him was a little bit ill-considered, but that's okay. If he dies, he's going to die, you know, on his feet, facing forward. And I missed it. We actually have this huge armored force down in the southern road.
Where did all these Cromwells come from?
I don't know, but I'm going to tell you where they're going to go in a second.
You got challengers approaching as well, like... Yeah, this is...
Wait, just wait. Just wait. Ju-87.
Oh!
They cannot scatter until one goes down already. Oh my god, he can't see him!
Oh! I could have shut down that entire northern push, but... You know, vonPauluS is gonna have time to scatter now. Run away!
That was the luckiest thing in the world.
Or unluckiest, depending on...
The side you were talking to, yeah.
Oh, that is such a shame for Iadris, yeah. It's hilarious how...
Oh wait, he's coming again, boys.
It's just gonna get only one tank kill.
He's not even gonna get that.
No.
And the pole stunts might even take him out.
It's funny how the armored force has really been so effective for 6 Airborne.
Jeez.
I think that's just due to good position, and also we got like decent artillery coming down, knocking out the anti-air positions, and yeah, this is not looking good for Iadris anymore. Like, he's completely lost all steam, it seems.
Well, the luckiest thing he's got going on right now is that the Cromwell can't do things like see his anti-air positions to the south.
If he can just move a little bit, there we go.
Ooh, and that brave mortar half-track has now bought the farm.
Oh. Probably a little bit too brave, yeah, charging into the enemy with only a mortar and a machine gun and a half-track.
Well, mortar by any other name still blows up the same way.
There we go, the whole southern flank is just completely, like, evaporated.
And honestly, there's 2 or 3 more flags that are being held here just by the barest of margins as well.
Yeah. Yeah, the pioneers on that hill must be sweating a little bit, seeing just a massive armored force just going right by them.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I'm pretty sure there's an Easy Company comic way back from the 40s that covered exactly the same thing, but let's leave Sergeant Rock Ingersoll out of this for right now. I think that's Sergeant Rock. I think I'm right. Maybe I'm wrong.
I have no idea what you're talking about, so...
Oh, there was a way back when, even when I was, before my time as an old man, they had literally an Easy Company comic, and it was just war stories constantly.
Oh, it's like one of those old, like, 50s, 60s, like, World War II comics.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I was watching another carpet bomber go down real quick, and I think we ended up losing another Ju-88. I think. Might be wrong.
I think so.
I think it's fairly safe to say we know who's going to pick this one up here, so maybe in a couple seconds we can kick this up to times 2.
Yep, 29-10.
Sure. 2 and 1. Go. And folks, here we go. I mean, it's one of those weird things that as long as the anti-air net was strong, I feel like Iadris was really doing decently well.
Yeah, it was one shot evaporated. Came the Royal Air Force, and the Royal Air Force doesn't care for your ground positions.
No, they're kind of jerks like that, but not to be outdone, the troops in the northern town are saying, screw this, we're not going to let you Saudis take all the glory, and they are literally running into some of these artillery positions, and with one guy cleared out, suddenly the tank's like, okay guys, now we got to rush.
Yeah.
And their bravery is met with absolutely no point whatsoever. Yeesh. this is going to be a heck of a KD. I'm not sure if it's going to be even per se, because the British lines have gotten awfully thin the last couple of minutes here.
Yeah, I have a feeling it's going to be like 1,500 points advantage for vonPauluS, but we'll see.
Indeed. Indeed.
It's going to be my guesstimate.
Pair is being brought on in at the end here. Down south, there's nothing left in terms of real vehicle power, which is kind of understandable.
Oh.
But who cares? I mean, what do they have left? Schneiders and they have Venatori Motos. And what do the Brits have? Well, they've got airplanes.
Mm-hmm. And even then, like, a really considerable ground force.
Yeah.
The tanks have been... I think he's lost a lot of his tanks now because he did some pretty crazy charges, but they were really holding up the backbone of the front line and leading the majority of the pushes, especially up north in a town fight. I was not expecting that much tanks in that town fight up north. It's usually infantry heaven.
Also wasn't expecting any, like, successful hold, let's say, by anything that has to do with Tetrarchs. Like, are you serious?
Yeah, the Tetrarchs did pretty good, considering it bloody Tetrarchs.
We're going to see as the last couple seconds tick down here as maybe the Pioneers can survive, and they can because they don't have enough time to get shot.
Yeah.
But that's a GG right there over here on Chedrin. So congratulations to vonPauluS. And you called it about, actually, wow.
200 difference. It's like 200 over.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, I was like, that's like 1,400 right there.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But really well done, actually, on that one. You can see, yep, Tempest, Colin over here. We've got how many air kills? 2 air kills, many ground kills.
Yeah.
Mosquito, a couple ground kills. A lot of it was just being able to stress things out and keep them under cover.
Mm-hmm.
Bonnet's got 4 kills. And I mean, geez, we have some of these these Polstons as well. 3 air kills down here.
What the hell? That's pretty impressive for a single Trini mill. I mean, he's working on a group of 3, but it's pretty impressive how one of them got the final shot in every single one. He'd be a terrible teammate in War Thunder.
Nah, he'd just be metal hunting by himself.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other side, I mean, Schneider, the 47 mil first guy, got 4 or 5 kills right there, and there's a P4 down near the bottom. That's got several kills. Oh, and the 75 mil, of course, the Romanian 75 mil, picking up a quad kills. Yep, 4 kills right there too. So, but folks, thank you for joining us this week as we've gotten to kind of go and put the spotlight on a really, really great cause and a really, really good community of people. Rang, I don't know if you have any more thoughts on your end, but I do want to give a big thank you to the organizers of this tournament, and hopefully we'll see more from them in in the weeks to come.
Yeah, it's a tournament for a very good cause.
So folks, I guess with nothing else more to say than thank you to them and thank you to all of you. Until next time, I'm Con Ulrich.
I'm Rang Roo. Take it easy.